Hi guys, I hope all of you are safe and doing well. In mid-December, I asked people to share their setups. I sent out a tweet. I wasn't expecting much response, but actually a lot of people responded. So today we'll be reviewing the setups that people shared. Whatever I say about your setups, just take it as constructive feedback. I'm not here to roast you or belittle anyone. As far as I'm concerned, I'm very much comfortable with a dual monitor setup wherein one monitor has to be used for charting, data analysis, and the other monitor for execution, and that's the monitor you will have your terminal on. And before we begin, a friendly reminder: having access to multiple monitors or the fastest computer or the fastest internet doesn't ensure success in trading. I know people who are excellent traders and they just use their phones. So having such a machinery or an awesome setup doesn't ensure you'll be making lots and lots of money in trading. To do that, you have to know price action, how price behaves around demand and supply zones, and as and when you grow, you can spend on these luxuries. And again, whatever I'm going to say about the setups, please take it as constructive feedback. And my apologies for making this video so late. Didn't have time. Right now I'm on vacation. You can see it's snowing outside. Just squeezed in 1 hour to make this video. And the first setup is from Nirupam. He's using 2 laptops, and I think this TV is connected to this laptop. A very clever way to use the screen real estate that is available. Some work can be done on the cable management, but that's a personal choice. Not too sure about the sitting posture. If this laptop is kept in front of a bed or something, doesn't look like a normal table chair setup. If you are into full-time trading, you should have a proper desk and a proper chair. Not too sure, it's not clear from this picture actually. One thing good that's happening here is he's sitting very close to the Wi-Fi router, so he's getting good speeds. A very nice setup, very practical. This next setup is from Arpit. So Arpit is using a MacBook Air and a PC for his setup. Very practical. Just one suggestion here: if he just installs a dual monitor mount here, would give him a lot of space on this desk, and the layout would be a bit cleaner, and this mess of wires can also be taken care of. Otherwise, a very decent setup. So this next setup is from Dindayal. He's also using a dual monitor setup on laptop as well. A very clean setup, both screens at good viewing angles. But just a suggestion here: would have liked the chair to be at a higher level so that his hands are facing downwards in a more comfortable posture, but maybe this is comfortable for him. So this next setup is from Kamal. A very clean setup. I can see some healing or feng shui crystals and a Shri Yantra as well. Very good vibe to the setup. So this next setup is from Rakesh. Now this is a setup that I personally like. His execution laptop is on the right hand side. He's using his MacBook Air for his charts. Very nice, clean setup. I think with the size of the desk, if in future he wants to wall mount his monitor above these two, that can be a really good idea. But I don't know the dynamics of the room. The setup looks really nice. Now this next setup is from Neha ma'am. Let's see. She has a beautiful voice. Just really love the vibe of the whole room. Good, fresh air, Looks like a very good place for creativity. Now this setup is from Ravindra. He's using, I guess, 2 laptops to power these 2 screens. Looks like a battle station. Really impressive setup. Keyboard in the right place, all screens in the right viewing angles. He's using his screens for charting, data analysis, and I don't know which tool it is. Really impressive setup. This next setup is from Deepak Ji. Now this is a pro trader desk setup. He is using 2 PCs to power his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screens. A lot of screen real estate here. Love the background color of the wall. I don't think anything can be said about this setup. Whatever is required is already here. But just one suggestion from my end: if he can make use of the monitor arms, he can free up a lot of space from the desk, and the setup is going to look more beautiful. It's already looking very good, and this cable clutter can be easily taken care of. It's just a personal choice. I just don't like those visible wires. Now this next setup is from Killer Trader. Now I know he's in the process of moving. A very practical setup. I think this larger screen is used for charting and data analysis, and this one would be used for trade execution. The desk is a bit small to my liking, but as I said, he's in the process of moving. I know he's going to get a more comfortable desk with some extra space. And both of us are using the same mic from Rode. An excellent choice. So this next setup is from Vinamr, Trading Plus Work setup. A very nice practical setup. I think he's working from home, and side by side he's trading as well. No idea about the size of the room or the desk, but looks very practical and very nicely done. This next setup is from Herschel. When I looked at this setup, it actually became my favorite, but I have one problem with this setup. Everything is in the right place. He has his laptop in the front, and this looks like a heat map. Charts on the bigger screen, looks like a TV. I don't know how he has connected this laptop to the TV, if there's a wire, or is it broadcasting the signals wirelessly. The only problem I have with this setup is that this table is kept on the bed. Working for longer hours in such an arrangement is not good for your back. Maybe in the times to come, he can just place a table below the TV or this big screen, and things will be sorted. A very good looking setup otherwise. This next setup is from Dr. Leo. It's pretty clear Dr. Leo loves his music. He has a Bose soundbar on the desk. I think the subwoofer would be hidden somewhere. A single screen on a mount, I guess, on a table mount. Ample working area. A very decent setup. The next setup is from FNO Strategist. No idea about the name. So he's using one laptop and one MacBook for his setup, and an external monitor, I guess, connected to this laptop. One suggestion: he's actually hiding the biggest monitor he has behind this MacBook. If he can wall mount this monitor here, or use monitor arm, it's going to give him a lot of desk space. And more importantly, I'm a bit worried about this MacBook. A nudge here and there, and I wouldn't like to see this going down. Just a suggestion. I don't know the dynamics of the room. The next setup is from Deepesh. He's using a laptop, nothing else is visible. I don't know how he managed this blue light. Looks decent. The next setup is from Jaman Raj. This setup is, one of my favorites. I think he's using a Surface Book or an iPad here for charting or for data reading. One monitor, and this monitor is connected to this laptop. Very practical. Love the texture of the wall. Excellent setup. This next setup is from Arush. PC on the desk, dual monitors. Looks like a comfortable chair, nothing much is visible. If he likes, he can go for that dual monitor arm from Amazon that I use. Would give him some extra space on the desk, and the setup would look a bit neater. Not many cables are visible, so the setup is on the neater side only. The next setup is from Keto Fall. He's just using his iPhone. As I said in the beginning, your success in the trading world does not depend on the hardware or the number of monitors that you use. I know a lot of traders who just dial and trade, and they make excellent money. The next setup is from Sachin. This setup looks too good to be true. Everything in the right place. One laptop, 4 screens for different uses. I think he's making good use of some market profile software over here. A very nice setup. Would have loved to see some more pictures of the setup. Next setup is from Karthik. Not much is visible, but he's using a triple monitor setup. Love the symmetry of the monitors on the side. They are at the same height. Looks really decent. Would have loved to see more pictures and in some light. The next setup is from Options Aficionado. A laptop, and it looks like to be a portable monitor for the laptop. Would love to have a monitor like this. I carry 2 laptops. Would save me a lot of hassle if I had access to such a monitor. This is on my wish list now. A very neat practical setup. One monitor for charting, and one can be used for execution or office work. If you travel a lot and you need a setup on the go, this is the perfect setup. A wireless mouse, the keyboard is already available on the laptop. The next setup is from Blue Trader. He's making use of 2 MacBooks and I guess 1 PC to power these 3 monitors. He has invested in a height adjustable table. Would really suggest going for a triple monitor arm so that he can place these monitors at a height where his laptops don't block the view of the monitors. With just a little tweak, this setup can look extremely spectacular. He has the monitors of the exact size and dimension, which is a very good thing. Otherwise, what people usually do is they buy one monitor and when they decide to go for the next one, maybe the model is not available, or they find a better deal on some other monitor. But in his case, he has similar monitors, which is a very big positive. A very clean setup. It can become more practical if he finds a way to raise the height of these monitors so that everything is in good viewing angle. This next setup is from Bandi Shreyas. Looks like a professional setup. Screens at the right size and height. I think he's using this laptop to power these screens through a dock, I guess. And these monitors don't look Visa compatible, so he's using some third-party adapter to mount these monitors on this monitor arm. mechanical keyboard. I have this very same mouse, excellent choice. A very practical professional setup, full marks to cable management. And on a lighter note, would really like to know whom he calls using this landline now. A very neatly done professional setup, one of my favorites from the pack. And I've saved my favorite setup for the last. It's from Raghav Anand. This literally is the dream setup for a trader and a gamer. A very big comfortable chair, a very nice big desk, extended mouse pad, good working area, 2 monitors, or is it 3 monitors and 1 TV that is mounted? It's not pretty clear from this picture. 1 Xbox controller, so he's into gaming as well. A wireless charger, everything is in the right place. Love the decor of the room. This by far is my favorite. Cable management has been, properly done. I know to come up with such a setup, a lot of planning is required. Full marks for the execution and planning. Everything is in the right place. The lighting is good. Seating is comfortable. So these were the setups. A big thank you to everyone who participated and shared their setups with me. If you want to go through my setup, I'll put the link to the video in the description. If you are new here, do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. So this is it from my end. You guys take care. Please respect risk. Thank you.